All the
Amazing.
best to Jan. Now, here's a question for you. It might seem like a bizarre one, but does payday strike joy or fear in your heart?
Fair.
Unbridled joy for me. But according to new research, payday is causing more tension than relief to workers here, with 6 out of 10 of us feeling most stressed about their bank balance in the week after their account is topped up. Well, I can relate to that. A bit of a payday millionaire, and then it's beans and toast. Well, Neil Shah is the head of the Stress Management Society, and he might be able to shed some light on this. Morning, Neil.
Good morning. How are you today?
Very well, but I'm a wee bit concerned. Why are we so stressed about payday?
Well, this is an interesting point. The money drops into your account. You'd think that people would feel relieved, but I think that's where the pressure starts to hit a lot of people. And we found that a lot of people now have access to the information at their fingertips. They've got apps that will tell them their bank balance. And we found that a significant number of people are checking their balance every day. We did a study with Atom Bank to really understand sort of people's financial situations, and we found that actually that's when the direct debits come out just after payday, and you're already thinking that, how am I going to get to the end of the month? Even though the money's just come in, you still now got to think about how you get yourself to the end of the month without breaching the bank balance.
And what I find interesting about this report is that despite the financial fear being a common cause of anxiety, over 1 in 10 of us here would rather work overtime than spend that time making a budget.
No, absolutely, and it's very much the burying the head in the sand. There's a lot of people that spend 90% of their time worrying about something that will never happen. We don't want to face our fears. In fact, some of the shocking things that came out from our study was that 2 in 5 Brits have suggested they'd rather be caught in embarrassing situations, such as having sex or having their flies undone or dress caught in the knickers, than to share their intimate financial sort of dealings. And we just don't want to face some of the things that cause us discomfort.
Producers just shouted in my ear, wouldn't it be great if you could get your pension as a lump sum now and then pay up for it?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great plan.
Tell me this, are you a payday millionaire like the rest of us?
I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I guess there are times where you'll stretch yourself a little bit as you're getting closer to the end of the month. But this is where, as I said, for planning and ensuring that when that money drops into your account, it's not all gone out straight away, and you are able to get yourself to that point where that you're a few days away from payday without thinking, oh, how am I going to go and buy myself lunch?
Neil, I'm certainly one of those people who bury my head in the sand the whole month. In fact, I think my mum needs to take care of my money. What advice would you give me when it comes to payday and then mapping it out for the next 4 weeks?
This is where adequate planning is the key to success. What's that age-old phrase? Plan to fail or fail to plan, or I can't remember which way round it was, but this is one of the key things, is that men are worse at this than women are. Men are worse at dealing with stress, full stop. They are much more likely to bury their head in the sand, and also put on that kind of macho bravado, I can cope with this, I can deal with this, and actually not face it. In fact, one of the other things that we found on the study we did with Atom Bank was that 3 million people admit to lying to their partners about the state of their finances.
Ooh. Neil, that's a subject for another day. Great to speak to you this morning, Neil Shah, head of Stress Management Society. Well, Dean is flush. He's taking us for breakfast.